Well, it's not what I need. It's what I should be getting.
How much should you be getting?
Well, I should be getting 7 and
Minimum.
Minimum, and but 8 is the ideal. And I don't get that.
8 would be lovely.
I don't get that. I get like 5.5.
You only get 5.5 hours sleep?
Yeah, because I find it hard to fall asleep.
It's dangerous, in the long run.
What?
Like not sleeping enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should get enough sleep each night.
Do you feel it stifles you? Stifles your creativity?
No, it doesn't. But what it does is it keeps me up longer because I think about more things.
Oh.
Yeah, so, you're just thinking, so you get ideas. Obviously, like, I get better ideas.
At night?
Yeah. But
that's the best time.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad though.
Where it keeps you up.
Yeah. Or if I'm up already and I get one idea, I think, oh, damn, that was a sick idea. Let's to think about some more stuff and then generate more ideas.
What kind of ideas?
Well, the nods came at 11:30 at night. Yeah, well, 11:35 at night.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
I was sitting him up for that, bro.
Do you remember what you were doing at the time?
Yeah, I finished writing my two other ideas down. So I was sitting in bed with a laptop and those laptop trays, typing away. And I was just about to pack up the laptop. Yeah. And I thought to myself, actually, there's one more idea.
Then the third one came.
Yeah, there's one more idea here, which is something that I sort of overlook or never ever sort of think about consciously.
Yeah.
I wonder what that would look like if we put that on screen.
Yeah.
And it wasn't related to anything that you were doing at the time. It was just
no. So it was related to. So I was putting in 2 other ideas to pitch. So I saw the competition and I was putting in these 2 ideas, and these 2 ideas are ideas that I had for a long time that I didn't think about for a very long time. Well, they were part of 4 ideas that I had for a very long time, and then once I'd done those, this just popped up and was like, oh, what about this thing that's in your face all the time, that you see all the time, that you've never thought about consciously, that you never talk about? What about this?
That's proper random, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Because it's just random. Like you said, it's something you just do, but you don't even think about it.
Just
I love that. Anyway, bro, explain, bro. Explain properly. What are we talking about? Let's give my man. I'm glad we're sat on this side. Today, you're our special guest. For our listeners that don't know or are not aware, we have a soon-to-be award-winning, critically acclaimed writer and director, Richard Ampeh, also known as our beloved Ampeh.
And Logic.
Thank you.
Round of applause for that one. Start the recording. No, bro. No. Action.
Action.
Talk to us, man.
Yeah.
So you had your epiphany, effectively.
Yeah. And it was it was one of those. It was the easiest idea to write because it was just so connected intrinsically. It's something that just so connected to us, something that I haven't consciously thought about, but I knew that this has such a deep meaning, and we just accept that meaning for what it is. We never interrogate it or question it or look for anything else, but we all know. It's like we all know.
It's second nature.
It's second nature. We all know.
We've not been taught it.
You've
never been taught
spoken about it. Growing up, like there's certain things, like look out for, I don't know, the police, or look out for this, or
even
this
crossing the road. Learn how to cross the road.
But nobody's ever verbally had a conversation with us about the nods.
But you just know what to do.
So with that being said, would you say it was a natural reaction? Is it instinct? Is it what human beings are supposed to do?
Human beings, what do you mean? Because
where the nod comes from is, like you said, is tell me that I see you, like I'm there with you. So you are you.
You don't say nothing. You don't say a word.
you are the minority in the space that you're in, and that's why you sort of have that urge to acknowledge someone else that is similar to yourself. So would you say that was instinctive. Are humans built to do that? So on the flip side, say you're in a large, I don't know, a large area in Africa, for example, and it's majority black people. Do you think other races would do that? Do you think it's instinctive, or do you think it's a black thing?
I don't think so. I think it's a black thing. Yeah. I don't, because even when we are in places where it is black spaces, we're still doing it, aren't we? I mean, obviously you're not nodding to every other black brother that you see, else you'll be nodding non-stop.
Exactly.
But, we still do it. We still acknowledge. That same acknowledgement is there. And it's funny, on the back of this, I've had tons of conversations with people and of other races, and it's sort of like don't have the equivalent. They don't have the equivalent, and I don't know whether, even when they are the minority in the space, they just don't have that. They don't feel like they need something like that. They don't need that to be seen, to be seen by somebody that looks like them. They don't feel that they need that.
It's when like people say, they have songs that are like soundtracks to their life. That it's an actual habit to life. Like when I was watching it, I was recalling all the moments in my life where that's been an introductory thing, from first day at school to like first day in the barbers. Going in there, you see the barber, you just nod at everything. To university, to in the first time raving. Do you know what I mean? Everything I could associate it to every moment in my life. Yeah,
my son was saying it when we were sat down and we watched it the first time. He was like, that's how I met this friend. He said that they were all came into school, and its school is mixed, its school is diverse. And they were like opposite ends or whatever, and their eyes just locked, and then nodded. And then, maybe went their ways, and then 20 minutes later they crossed paths again, and they were boom, there they are.
Even in gym, bro. Like when you go gym, you just notice, like when you get your gym buddy, you just first day, and then before you know, you're squatting and you're spotting, man. It's mad. It's bro. I can relate to everything.
It's insane. I was telling this story about I was on a bus once when my son was really young. And there was his pushchair was there. And I don't know if you it's different now, but at the time I was taking bus and we put the bags on the back of the pushchair, and you lock the pushchair at the bottom. But obviously the bags are heavy, so the pushchair's falling, everything. It's a mess, he's crying. Take him out of the pushchair, one hand's there. And there was this older black lady, just opposite or whatever. And she looked at me and then smiled and nodded at me. I've been there. And then, and I thought to myself, initially I was young and I was sort of like, is this humorous to you? What's going on? Sort of thing. And then she got off the bus and she just put her hand on my shoulder and said, "You're doing a good job." And I was like, yes, that's what you were telling me with that nod. That was a communication of, it looks like you're struggling or whatever, but I see you. In that, you're doing a great job, and I'm acknowledging the great job that you're doing as a black dad, and that's where it was, as a black dad, you're faced with these stereotypes on TV. And at the time, what was it, 2007, 2008? I'm sure, television's improved now in terms of representation. But back then, I mean, I imagine it was some pretty shitty characters that were black fathers back then. I can't think of any, but I'm pretty sure they weren't there on the TV. Were pretty shit. They weren't there on the TV, really. That's what it was. But I'm sure you could have picked up a magazine, a newspaper, gone on social media, and there would have been some bashing. And it was just like, in that moment, for her to nod at me, give me that smile, it was important. It was only afterwards, after the fact, that I thought back and forth. It. Yeah, wow.
It's interesting you said that, like, in that specific example, and that the fact it's come from a woman. Because obviously you kind of always relate it to the man them. That's brilliant. Like,
it's largely the man them. It is largely the man them, but there are those occasions with females as well. But it is largely the man them for sure. I was even saying as well, sometimes it's a temperature check. Like you enter a space, and you want to know what the temperature's saying and where you are. Of that nods. It could be a lifesaver, alleviate some of your anxiety about where you are. Are these man cool?
I'm even thinking that's how we met, bro.
Not temperature check. South London. South London. I'm there like that.
I was like, see me. No. In the way we used to work in it.
What's the temperature? Home?
Yeah, where we used to work, and it was most probably that. It was most probably that.
It's so second nature.
Yeah, it is.
Like,
We just don't think about it consciously. I was looking today. Somebody's tagged me in something, and it's in Haiti. But in Haiti, they've done this like a video on how black males become friends. So day 1, it's a passing. Day 2, it's a slight nod. Day 3's a bigger nod. You know, day 4's safe. Day 5,
I've seen
something
it like that.
And I was just sort of like, wow, that's it. Literally, that's it.
But yeah, no, it was brilliant, man. Like, what? By the way, for the benefit of the pod, to the listeners, this is gonna be like an interview. We're interviewing our brother.
Man.
What was it like on set? It'll be interesting. Was the first time you obviously met the guys you were directing? Did you not do the nod?
Imagine.
That's funny. That is funny. I'll tell you what happened. No, I'll tell you what.
Okay.
So on my pitching day, there was big up Leon Oldstrong, who's one of the judges.
Panelists,
the panelists. And I did my pitch or whatever, and I was leaving, and he was like, "But you didn't know that me when I came in." You came in. From behind me up, I was like, "Oh man, I'm coming here pitching about the nod, the one brother on the panel, and I haven't nodded that." But it was one of those. I was so conscious, nerves. I was just like so conscious of it. I was like, "Oh my gosh, what's he gonna think? Am I trying to bribe me, or am I trying to get some sort of favoritism?"
Yeah.
So that was the panel day, but on the day of the shoots, I'm not sure. Yeah, most probably. I think I might have exchanged a nod with Slim actually when Slim came in. I think it was
He's a serial nodder, bro.
He's a nodder, isn't he? He's a serial nodder. Yeah. So I think we might have exchanged nods, and the others, of course they did. What am I talking about? I don't know. Yeah, on the second day, the first day, sorry. So in the art gallery where it's the 4 contributors. So I'll say, big up Osman, Io, Curtis, and Auden, great. Nod galore.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. A variety of nods as well.
That's what I like.
Up nod, down nod,
different facial expressions as well.
Yeah, different facial expressions as well. Yeah. Well, it was a full sort of palette of nods on display.
That's a full palette. That might be the title.
Full palette of nods.
Full palette of
different complexions, different nod structure.
Yeah.
I'm even reminiscing, bro. Like even at school, like I said, the first year of school, you meet like other people. Obviously, you'll see certain people that's come from a primary school, but obviously not everyone in primary school is going to be in secondary school. So you're seeing people that you know from the estate. Then you're seeing older people, like older brothers or whatnot, and then I was like,
Yep.
I related to it was sick. It was such a sick thing, man.
You see, and that's the thing is, it connects with us all on some level, and it resonates because at the heart of it, I guess at the foundations of it, it's about belonging. It's about belonging, being part of that sort of feeling of, I don't want to say rejected, or outcasted, but sort of feeling separate, sort of feeling of being separate and looking around and looking at the people that look like you and realizing actually we're the same. And then, we can accept each other, okay, you might be feeling some sort of imposter syndrome, but bruv, every time I come across you, I'm going to let you know that you don't need to feel imposter syndrome because you're not an imposter. Like Osman said, I have the right to sort of walk these streets, to be here, to be myself in this space, and I'll remind you of that, So it's us reminding each other all the time. Like Trevor Nelson was telling a story about a specific workplace that he used to work in and walking into that space and what it did for him when he saw somebody that looked like him, in this specific workplace, and it's a big organization, and just that exchange, of a nod made it feel like, bro, I deserve to be in this space. I can own this space, I can own this space. We've done it, and you're doing it as well. You see me do it, and you can do it, and I'm going to tell you that just by nodding at you. You know, I don't need to go up to you, write you a card or a placard saying well done. Yeah. I'm just gonna nod at you, and that's enough.
Yeah, it's even like you said, acceptance and affirmation that you can be yourself in these spaces. I remember like one of the first like office jobs I ever had was in, where was it? It was in Old Trafford. Centrica it was.
Oh yeah. I know Centrica.
But I remember,
I remember it.
Yeah, I was at college these times, and obviously through summer holidays and whatnot, and I've gotten in there, and obviously you get told to put your telephone voice on, whatever. Yeah. So we're doing all of that. Well, you think I ain't got a telephone voice? You little pig. I was doing telephone from when we were kids. Well, you think I can't answer the phone at my mum's house and not say good morning? You must be mad. So obviously I was doing the telephone voice now, doing all of that, working in teams and whatnot. And then these times, our actual team manager, he wasn't there when we got obviously inducted into the workforce and whatnot. He was on holiday for like 2 weeks. Anyway, we're going doing whatever. He's coming now, and we've seen this roadish kind of looking guy. He was kind of muscly, he had tattoos on, bare piercings, right? And he just come in and was like, all right, cool. Just went and sat in the manager's thing. He was like, nah, bruv. He was the manager. Yeah. He was the manager of all of us, bruv. This call center. I thought, nah. That's bad. I've forgotten his name. but even then, like, it just left the lasting impression to be like, you can be yourself in these establishments. You know what I mean? Just from a nod, bruv. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So,
that's it. Yeah, in some respects, you don't need to carry his name, but you've carried that exchange of nods. That's what you've carried along with you, and what he was communicating, that you can be yourself in this space. Like, look at me, I'm doing it. So why can't you?
And I feel like, looking back, I feel he actually made a point to be not ghetto, but just to be himself unapologetically.
His authentic self. His authentic self.
But back to you, man. Let's rewind, bro. Where was you when you got the call that you had been accepted to pitch, and how was that? How was that process?
Oh, the pitch. I was actually reading the email the other day.
Oh.
So
he's gonna frame it,
love it. I was reading it the other day. I was reading them all. So I remember I was at home. Yeah. I was at home. I think I was what was I doing? No. So I was at work. No. Sorry, because I'm thinking about the
which
email that came through that said congratulations. But the initial email, I was at home, and I was working from home, and I was just at my computer working, and it came through, and I thought, wow, like I had to read it a few times just to make sure that it was correct, that it wasn't spam. Or somebody in, I don't know.
Check the email.
Exactly. That it wasn't somebody typing something and, recording my reaction. But I remember thinking at that time, like, wow, there's a group of people that believe in this, that sort of know the value of it and sort of realize the importance of telling this type of story. Because it's something that, like I've said, something that we never communicate about. It's never been passed on. Like we just know intrinsically that it's something that we do. I was just sort of like, these people see it as well. They understand it. Like somebody within the office has seen it and thought, this makes sense. Yeah, this makes sense. Yeah, I do this. And they've reflected. Yeah. And, and partially that might have been the case because the person who thought up the idea of this initiative is a black guy called Benja, So
go to
Benja. So he's from yeah. So Ghanaian guy as well. Wow. Yeah. So
I saw your surname and said yes.
Yeah. Like, Charlie, come through. But so it's like even his message and his sort of and conversations we've had that he's seen it and he was like, it made sense. It makes sense. It's just sort of like, what? Yeah, we don't talk about it.
Have we not spoken about it?
That's what it felt like. So when that email came through, I was just like, oh my gosh, yeah. you guys see value in this as well, and you understand and you get it, because in my head it would have been so easy to sort of say, I don't understand this, I don't see this, we don't see this on a wider level, you know. It's like, no, maybe we want something that's based in Black trauma, because usually when you see stuff, you know, there's so much Black trauma on television. It's like, why get something that's totally opposite to it, or something that celebrates Black joy, but in particular Black joy around Black males, you know, something that shows the unity of Black males. Why put that on TV? You know, so when that came through that email, I thought, people do want to see this, you know, people do want to see something where Black males are being shown in a positive light, but not only in a positive light, but as a group, you know, Black males in a space, smiling with each other, discussing something that they share, a commonality which isn't written, which hasn't been preconceived, but just exists naturally, you know.
Speak that talk.
No words, bro. No words.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah. So when that came through, I was just sort of like, wow. We need to get to work here and put some sort of pitch together. Yeah. And that's when, like I've spoken to you before in the past about the visualization. Like I never write down, what are the cards called where you prompt cards? Yeah, cue cards or prompt cards, whatever. And I wrote, I don't know, about 20 of them or so for my pitch. Yeah. But it was the visualization of, you know, visualizing. How it's going to present. And how I'm, you know, going to use my voice and body as a tool, you know, and how I'm going to go in there and perform it. And over what I was going to say, because I felt like I am the embodiment of what I'm going to be talking about. If I can't go in there and talk to you for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 50 minutes about it, then I don't deserve to, to be given the opportunity. You know, so it was visualization of it and listening to, do you know what song I listened to over and over again to get myself ready for the pitch the day before, and the whole journey from Manchester to London? Do you know? Take a guess.
Kendrick Lamar.
No, it's so random.
I'm gonna say pow.
No, it was Dipset. I'm ready. That and the original version of it by I can't remember her name, but it's a slow song. Yeah. So I was listening to those two tracks back to back, and it was just to get myself ready mentally. I'm ready.
That's a manifestation. That's fine, isn't it? These are the things we like. Because you would never know this, bro.
Never.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I'm ready. That's it. Those two tracks. So on the day, they asked us to post that we're going to pitch, and those two songs formed the basis of all my posts on Instagram, or the stories or whatever.
Okay. I remember now.
Yeah.
See the method in the madness.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, it got me ready for it. So, and then when I got to the pitch, literally, it was like go time. I was the last person to pitch, so it was a long time to wait. But, and you know, obviously nerves build up and stuff. But it's funny because I always have this thing. It's like nerves for me is part of the process. Like I have to know they're there.
You've got to feel it.
Yeah, I've got to feel it. Although I knew I was 110% prepared. So those nerves just had to happen because that's
it's the opportunity.
It's got to be there. But in my head, I knew exactly what I was going to do, when I was going to say it, you know, and that's what I went in and done.
I wish I was a fly on the wall for that.
Imagine.
It was absolutely insane. And did some poetry in there as well, and made them close their eyes and delivered some poetry, which they said was really moving. And one of somebody in the room was crying, you know, because the thing is, like they said, and it was quite funny because one of them said, you know, I could tell you used to be a drama teacher. You know, he said it because of how I put it together. Because it was there was lots of performance. There was a bit where, you know, I was describing something and I was doing some moves to it, like in the box.
I was miming.
I was doing a little miming,
like this,
I said something like, it was something to the effect of about the power of the nod, you know. What was it? It was something like, it was about alleviating anxiety. So it's something like, this was what it was. So I had this slideshow, and it was a trauma slideshow, and it was the traumas that black males sort of face when they turn on the TV screen. So I had people like Jesse Smollett on there, R. Kelly. There was an article about Dizzy Rascal.
I'm feeling the trauma now, bro.
There's an article about Dizzy Rascal. There's some sort of
mother.
That one. There was some sort of footballer. There was tons. There was Bill Cosby. There was Kanye West. There was tons, and I could have kept going. And it was just talking about what's it like when you're faced with all of this. And I was just sort of like, your shoulders raise, your jaw clenches, you get tense, you defend those around you that you love, And then I was showing the sort of opposite side, what happens when you don't feel this, and how on a daily basis, if you do feel like that and you feel guarded, what's a way to help alleviate that? And then I was linking it to the nod, if you have these interactions with somebody that looks like you, numerous people over and over that are validating you, telling you that you belong in this space, that you deserve to walk down this street stress-free, that, you look good, you smell good, whatever. And they're doing that just by a nod, what that does to your psychology and your physiology. Your physiology changes. Your shoulders drop, your head raises, you walk and you have a higher sort of sense of self, and it's all from the nod. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's a lot.
There's so many layers. That was the beautiful thing. And even though it was only 6 minutes, it directly went to the point, but kind of slicing and literally gliding all over through all the layers. It was sick, bro. It was sickly put together.
That's why I need to rate Gabriel as well. Like, with that poem, he touched on every single part that you go through, every single thought that you go through. I thought, I recognize that. Because when you think about the nod, I was just thinking about it on the basis level, like you walking past people, you nodding to say, I'm here, or I see you, I'm acknowledging you. But there's also the flip side as well, which is what he broke down, I think, like, superbly. The flip side of, like you said, like trying to sort of
checking the temperature.
Yeah, checking the temperature. Or if it could be from danger of it, whatever it is. It's
he did a great job opening it, and it's like when I got it, because he wrote a poem initially for the intro of my pitch, and I did the outro, and the panelists said it's got to keep that sort of poetic feel to it. And I was just sort of like, gosh, we got to get the griot out. Let's go and bring him. Go and bring him. Go and bring him, because he's the man for the job. And, it's funny because at one stage I thought I might have to deliver his poem or whatever, or somebody else. God forbid. He was not letting that happen. He was not letting that happen.
Man on the ghostwriter.
But that's what it delivers. A poet, that's what I'm saying. Like, you wouldn't talk about like a baker and then you go and bring a cake. You gotta let it's got your own words. And I think that just set the scene. Like, it was done brilliantly.
He did so well, and he was flexible with how trying different things, different intonations or motivations behind lines. And he was really, really flexible. And it's because he knew the poem, and it was his, and it was connected to him.
He's not reading it off of
it was his, connected to him, and it was real to him. You know, like you were saying, the different layers. It's like he knows the layers.
100%. So it was cold. And that's a testament to you as well, bro. Being the director and being able to see and understand that obviously this is what's going to make the final product or the final film the best it can be. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Yeah, thank you. Because there was ideas about how we use a poem, whether we slice and dice it and put it in different places, but I was just sort of like, man, it will lose its impact. Exactly. We need it as a whole, as it is, how they sort of, each sort of stanza follows on from each other. Each verse sort of follows on. That's what we need, you know. And that sort of change, because you see that change when it's where just before he says we both catch a gaze, he says something else before that, and more so the truth. Yeah, he says more so the truth. And then we both catch a gaze. Yeah, you see the change there, and that's because you've seen what's come before it.
Yeah,
you know.
I'm glad you made that decision actually.
Yeah,
because I reckon it would have come off a bit gimmicky if you were to have like 2 lines here and there in between. It would have come off like a basketball commercial or something you know what I mean? I can imagine hearing the basketball sound and then a bit of poetry here. It becomes a bit of a gimmick.
Yeah, it becomes more like
it loses its impact. Like
line for line, like or some rap commercial or something.
Rap commercial.
And one commercial.
But it worked. Him keeping it all there, and we wanted. I wanted a sort of 90s feel. So I was watching the Hype Williams music videos because he was
classy.
If you watch it, always, but it has like a low camera angle.
Oh, right.
So they would have a low camera angle, and lots of the 90s sort of videos as well. That low camera angle. So Belly. I thought, I thought. Yeah, it would be good. It would be good to sort of have that and something that feels a bit gritty. So it did feel quite gritty, but you don't lose the impact, and you don't look at him and just think aggression. Because, the piece isn't about aggression, but it is talking about what we face as black males and some of the thought process that you might have to go through just walking down a street, any given street, street A, street B or whatever. This could potentially be your thought process. And there are times where those things that he's talking about, like he talks about, I know their next move, that put the bag to the side, I've seen it, it's happened. I've seen it, You
do it subconsciously.
Yeah. So what does that do to someone's psyche if you're walking down the street and you walk past woman A and she's moving her bag to the side?
Just crossing the road.
Oh yeah, crossing the road. Cross the road, moving her bag to the side. What does that say about you?
Yeah, bro, like I swear to God, this is gonna sound mad. Certain times I used to think man was Terminator. And I'll explain. It's funny in essence, but the breakdown is mad because as you're walking down the screen, you're literally scanning everyone. You get me? You're saying, black, white, you know what I mean? So I was like, got the recording.
You just unlocked a bit.
Do you know what I mean? You're just scanning like, boom, and then you'll see a siren. Automatically you're on high alert.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And like just seeing another black person or another black male across the road, like you said, sometimes it's a temperature check depending on what street you're walking on.
Yeah.
So then this is all heightened. That's what I'm saying about Terminator. Everything was on red alert.
No, that's a good example.
That's a great example.
Yeah,
you've made that mental note. You've marked it. You said 200 yards, black
before
guy there.
You're just constantly on it.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that's sick.
And that's why it resonated so much because sometimes, like, boom, like it's crazy. Like, you'd be red alert, you'll nod at someone and then it's just cool.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I've done that on the bus.
Bro,
have you?
Like, I've got on the bus, there's a black guy at the bottom, and I've gone to the top and I've clocked, one black guy downstairs. But I'm only just thinking about it now. I've actually done it.
Bro,
like I've clocked one, and then when he's lit, one black guy gone.
Bro, you know about
It's just unlocked that just right
literally,
now.
Bro. After how many years?
But that happens on the subconscious level. It's happening
all the time, bro.
Day out.
Imagine this every day in life. This is from school. As an adolescent growing up. You just automatically.
That's right. Come like Grand Theft Auto, like +1. Like you got the little logo.
Terminator, bro. And sometimes you're like assessing like the whole demeanor.
That's a good example. That is.
So you laughed, but you saw the vision in the end.
That is good, isn't it? That's a good articulation of it.
No, it's true. What I was thinking, but in that situation with the nod, that would have sort of alleviated. Like,
that's what I said. Like sometimes, like from temperature, if you nod, then everything just becomes mellow. It's like you're seeing green. That's the analogy. You know what I mean? It's calm.
Yeah.
You're just reminiscing, isn't it? That's what.
So
sometimes, bruv, or you ever walked up at the top of the bus and you're by yourself, you see a bag of madam.
Red, Too late to turn back.
Too late to go back down.
Yeah. Too late.
Wow, senses tingling.
because downstairs there's a bunch of old ladies or something. So
what are you gonna do?
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's a different type of But yeah, you're upset. You're like do. Yeah.
The senses, your spider senses are tingling. Bro.
And then that nod, you know.
Yeah. Oi! You good?
yeah.
Yo, that leads me to my next two questions.
Go true.
Were you on set for everything, like especially during the poem?
Yeah, everything. I was directing it. So
Directing.
I was there.
What a silly question.
I'm not supposed to know that.
Yeah,
That's why I'm asking. That's what I'm
Yeah,
asking.
I'll
So
take
you-
it back. I'll take it.
I mean, yeah.
Okay, another question is, how long did it take to shoot the bus scene? So I love that transition. You know when the bus goes past.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So the bus, it was a random bus, you know.
Yeah.
Like it
Just
wasn't
went
planned.
for it.
No, it wasn't
That's
planned.
the best thing sometimes, isn't it?
It wasn't planned. That was a random bus.
Well done.
They're the best things. That's the
Well
best
done.
thing.
Yeah. No,
Sick.
that was not planned at all.
Is it?
And yeah, there was maybe 2 or 3 buses that came by
Yeah.
whilst we were recording with him there for maybe 45 minutes, an hour or so.
Yeah.
And it just so happened that we got that there. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what you call the
Yeah,
sweet
yeah,
spot.
yeah,
the
yeah,
magic
yeah,
one.
proper,
Yeah.
That was
But-
dope.
Yeah, it was sick. It was I had I guess I can't remember his title, maybe executive producer or something, his name. Steve Shannon, who
Okay.
helped out. Yeah, really, really nice guy. And he saw that bricking and under the bridge. Like we went on the recce and I sort of said, yeah, let's get under there because he really wanted to show me it.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like I had some other ideas.
Yeah.
And it was just one of those things again of sort of being flexible.
Yeah.
Yeah, so whilst
Whatever's
we got
best for the final product.
Yeah,
well,
exactly,
whilst
yeah.
we got exactly what I wanted elsewhere, but he wanted to show me this space, and I was just sort of like, man, okay, let's go along with him just so I can say thank you very much, you know, whatever. And I saw it, I was just oh,
No, this is
thank you very much for the yeah.
High fives all around.
Yeah, high fives all around. I think we will be using right here.
Yeah.
So yeah, that just happened.
Sick.
And it just happened to sort of fit and add to it. It was,
So that probably leads me on to this next brilliant segue for this next question. So from your original idea to pitch to final product, obviously you said obviously you added that bit in, but was there many changes or what did it kind of stay within the kind of guidelines of what you readily had?
See, I'm so happy to say it sort of stayed within the original guidelines framework to some extent. Largely, like what I wanted to do initially was have 3 locations.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted one location with in an unfamiliar space. So I wanted to use a church or a courtroom or a pub. So I was messaging pubs and, you know, real pubs with like Union Jack flags, English flags, you know, and it was about ownership of spaces where we might feel uncomfortable in. So the audience, the viewers, would be forced to see us in a different way because they're seeing us presented in spaces that they never see us in. You know, so that's what I initially wanted. But that was proving quite difficult. So I wanted that one space like that, one comfortable space, and then a street just for the poet to sort of perform. So that changed slightly because I had to use less contributors, I guess. I guess I still did have the 2 spaces actually with Trevor and Slim. That was somewhere else. Then had that. But then I had this idea as well. So where Trevor and Slim are talking to the camera, I wanted to sort of zoom out and you see a bunch of black boys there, but it would happen right at the end. So all along you think they're talking straight down the barrel to the camera, but actually you're talking to a group of black boys. Yeah, so when as we pull out, we see this group of black boys, so these words are being delivered to them. So when we're talking about the power of the nod, almost what we're doing is what I said we didn't do previously, is speaking about it, and we're passing it on to the next generation to say, this is this powerful tool that we have. It's free. It's intrinsic to us. Go and use it and change, you know.
The narrative.
Change the narrative.
Change the narrative.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
But it didn't work out like that.
But
It didn't
still.
work out like that, you know, but still. So that's what that was, an idea that didn't
Materialized.
Yeah, materialized. But
Did you
know,
have that before, or was that something? Before?
Oh, it was before.
Okay,
yeah. So
cool.
I had before, but for numerous reasons. Like when you're working with kids and stuff, it's like licenses and blah blah
DBS
blah.
and all that.
Yeah, so it's a long sort of process. So I think that's the main thing. But I think everything else stayed. Like the art gallery, I was just like, what in the world? You know, that idea that I had there, we couldn't do that. But whilst I'm thinking about, what venue could we use? I'm on Instagram scrolling, and then that art gallery comes up. Well, this guy comes up, Zemba Luzamba, the artist, and I see his work, and I just thought, oh gosh, this is amazing. Where is he? And I can't remember where in Africa he's from. So I thought, oh my gosh, he's here or whatever. He's over there. And I looked, and it said, no, actually, his collection's in Wandsworth. And I was just like, man,
it's just meant to be. Yeah,
we've got to use that. You know,
literally.
That this door's closed on the idea of seeing these kids. But then we've got this powerful artwork which can form the backdrop to.
And that's where you shot it, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's fate.
Yeah. It's fate. I saw it, and it's wonderful because it's about brotherhood as well. So there's an image of a group of black men sort of just eating. I don't know. I say it's fufu. It's not fufu. It's something else. But they've all got their hands in a bowl, eating something.
Yeah.
You know, they're holding hands, raising their hands together.
Yeah, that was
champions.
sick.
Yeah.
When you look the backdrop behind that, for when they're all linking hands, like everyone's connected. That's the message I took from it.
Yeah.
It's cold, man. It's cold.
So I thought, this is perfect. You know, and to have the articulation from the 4 contributors in that space, it's gonna be powerful.
See, when you I'll let you into this little secret of my thought process.
Yeah.
Obviously, you told me before where the location was going to be, where you lot were shooting.
Yeah.
In my head, I was thinking, please let it not be outside the Wandsworth prison. Please let it not be outside the Wandsworth prison. I'm just praying.
Have one of them walking out of the prison and a little nod.
It would have been funny if I thought that would have just been so typical. But it was brilliant, man.
Because I think it's like so important to like the spaces that we put people in, and like growing up in the 90s or whatever, there were only selected spaces that you'd see black males in on television. You know, and most of them were like rap videos or something, and even then they were limited to certain places. You know. So it's just playing with that, and that's initially why I thought, I'm gonna get a pub, which is like the total opposite, a real juxtaposition. That's what I was just about to say. Yeah, real, and get the flags up there, and because it's funny, we were talking like when I was looking, and we were sort of talking to somebody about the flags and the sort of, do you get it? Like if you go to an area and there's Union Jacks everywhere.
High alert.
Yeah, you're on high alert.
The representation. It's just the representation of it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So there were a few of the pubs that I looked at, almost all of them, they had Union Jacks everywhere. And I thought, oh my gosh, to get us in that space, it's going to mess with the audience, the viewers, you're going to have to look at us different, because you're so used to, typically if you see a pub with that type of stuff, you're looking at white males. But does it change the space if we see black males in there? Are you forced to look at the space different or forced to look at the black males different? Which one is it? So it would have been interesting to see that.
To capture that.
Yeah. But this space, it exceeded what I could have done with that space, because this is perfect, It's the opposite. Let's just give you raw brotherhood and raw unity.
There was just direct correlation to it. From what was being said, like, because there was a few shots where obviously it was just the shots of the artwork. What the voiceover to what was being said, they just married.
Married perfectly. Yeah. So
I was fuming though. I wanted it to be longer, innit?
Yeah.
That's the only thing I wanted to be longer, but it was. Yeah.
It was, who knows? Maybe in the future we could get a longer version, and we could get a few historians in, because I'm doing research for it. I spoke to a few historians who had beliefs on where it came from, and one university lecturer, he's a lecturer in the first Black Studies course in the UK, if I'm sure. If I'm correct. If I'm wrong, sorry. But the first Black Studies course in the UK, in Birmingham, I think it is. And he was telling me that he believes it originates from Ghana or West Africa, because he's saying he lived there for 7 years and you couldn't sort of get up and walk around without people saying hello, acknowledging
Yeah.
you and saying hello. You know,
Yeah.
you couldn't, do that at all. And sometimes those would turn into conversations, and he's saying that that's where he believes, especially if it was an elder person, you would, whereas another person that I spoke to, and I think this is maybe the line of thought where I go down, is that it was when slavery was around, you were packed, you couldn't speak because you weren't allowed to, but also people were from everywhere. So there was no language that sort of,
you're right.
Connected people. So it was that nod of I'm here with you, that we're going through this. We're in this together.
We're all alone in this together.
We're all alone in this together.
All alone in this together. That I'm feeling the same pain. And it would just be that nod, just people nodding with each other, or, when they were being taken at the top of the ship or taken downstairs or whatever to dungeon or whatever it may be. It was that same nod, like, and obviously it wasn't always joyous. Well, it wasn't joyous, but so he explained it to me, and I was just like, it makes,
I can see both
sides.
sides.
I can see.
Makes sense.
I can see it. I can totally see it. Especially if you are even adapting that to now, if you are walking in places where you are the minority and speaking out to each other might highlight you too much. What's the smallest thing that you can do to show the other person that you're here with them, feeling the same thing? Mm-hmm. It's to nod.
Because sometimes it's not even like, the nod is obviously the prevalent thing. Sometimes it's just through the eyes.
Yeah.
And even just like nod through your eyes. Like,
yeah.
Bro, you know what I mean?
Just raise your eyebrows.
The eyebrows. Yeah. Yeah, I've caught myself doing it so much recently. Just eyebrows.
Yeah.
So,
and then man would just do a blink back.
Yeah. We're not going to do too much. We're not going to do too much. Yeah. But it's true.
Beautiful.
It's that. And that's why in it, where Gabriel was saying, we both catch a gaze, and it is that sort of, if we were to do a step by step, it is that looking of the eyes, and then
connecting.
Then connecting, and then it's that nod right there. I remember a few weeks ago I was walking, and I mean, this did make me feel old, but there was this boy, I don't know, he's 17 or something, he was on his phone, and he was on the phone, and he saw me walking towards him, and he stopped his conversation and he nodded at me. I was just like, oh my gosh, like it made me feel like an uncle. Yeah, it made me feel, because he stopped his conversation to nod at me.
Well, he's too respectful.
Yeah, too respectful. I thought, bro, this is ultimate levels of respect. This is new nods.
Levels,
This is new nod you're doing. Yeah.
Am I a man?
Yeah, am I a man? Yeah, am I a man? But he stopped his conversation, and I'm pretty sure he even maybe covered
hold on.
Hold on like that, and then nodded.
If he was on him like, yo, you good on?
Safe on. Stop there. Stop.
Bro, you gotta embrace it, bro.
But I after we exchanged nods, I was just like, wow, like that's nice, man.
Yeah, that's great to see.
Yeah, that's nice.
And when was this?
This was about 2 months ago.
This is mad, and then you know what's coming, innit?
Yeah,
coming, innit?
Bro,
So
I've
just
been smiling. I've been smiling all the time. Every time I'm walking down the street, and then I've got these nods. I'm just like, thank you.
You don't know what's coming.
Yeah. Validate me. Come on, give it to me. Come on, make me feel vindicated that I'm telling this story and it's real. Like I was at home on Saturday, and Reese, the poet, was.
You was at the place home, not home.
Yeah, at the place home, the venue, where Melanie Market's gonna be, where you're gonna be on Sunday.
It's not about me though; it's about you. What do we after? Pause.
So you're on fire, boy. So he sort of shouted out the film and was, and talking about it, whatever, and everybody clapped or whatever. I was like, oh my gosh, thank you. But he was telling anecdotes about it, just like that. He didn't have to think much, man. Yeah. Afterwards, other people were coming up to me and saying, this and that.
It's ingrained.
Yeah. I was talking to a lady today on the phone for work. I was doing some casting, a white lady, and she was, I can't remember. She said something. Well, her husband's like something. And I said, oh, you should watch this. I created this, blah, blah, blah. And I said, oh, you might not know much about it, but it exists, this and that. And she listened to me, to humor me. And then at the end, she said, we talk about it all the time. Yeah, the village that we live in, there's not many black men. So every time he sees one, they're nodding. And, initially I'm like, why do you keep doing that? What is this? Like, do you know them? He's just like, no, don't worry. And she's like, no, what's going on? yeah. What do you mean, don't worry? Yeah. I need to know what's going on. And then, she says that they discuss it. And she's just like, wow, that she fully, she knows. Yeah.
It'd be brilliant if she watches it with me.
Yeah. So I passed it on to her and told her. And she just sort of like, that, again, they talk about it because I guess her not being not a black male or from the black community. Yeah. That she spotted it and she's made that conscious decision that I need to find out what's going on. I've got children who might be nodding soon, and I want to know what it means and whatnot.
Yeah, because if you think about it, coming from, obviously, if you're not from the culture, effectively, we have been raised up in it as well, not to speak to strangers, isn't it? So just if you're not from it, it just must be like such a culture shock.
Yeah.
Who the heck? What you know?
Yeah,
and you don't know them.
Yeah, you don't know them. Yeah, we're not doing research
like that.
We're not doing research. Like, well, a guy that I was talking to, he was saying that his girlfriend, and I was gonna call it this initially. Well, I wasn't, but it became an idea. Like, all black people know each other because the amount of people over the years have said, bro, everybody, all black people. Like, how come all black people know each other? Are you all sort of related?
In some cult or something.
Yeah. Do you get together and
Well, if we hadn't been grabbed, slaves.
Yeah, exactly. But it just travels and it's universal.
It is,
that's the key thing. That it's universal. Bro. Like, I don't have to go to, I don't know, France and write something. Oh, in my country we nod. So can you please nod at me? It's like, no, they know one. They know.
And bruv, it's everywhere, bruv. Man's got discount just from a nod.
When you go
on holiday and you see the lucky man. Or
one selling whistles or
whistles,
the
glasses,
flashing lights,
t-shirts, whatever.
Like the toys that go up in the air.
Bro.
They work for 10 minutes and never work again.
They're probably millionaires, bro. We don't know it.
Yeah.
That's all right. But yeah, man, this is what I'm saying. I can relate it to everything in my life on every day.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful piece, man. You smashed it, man.
Yeah,
we're proud of you, man.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
That's what I was telling you.
That's what I
said the whole time. I was like,
bro. I said it to everyone I knew, bro.
Like, hey,
I said, yo, and I was saying to obviously people around us, I was like, I don't even think you realize how big of a deal this is.
Yeah,
like I think because obviously you're in it, and I know when you're into something, you don't.
Yeah.
When you sit back and actually. Like, this is mad, bro.
Yeah.
It's mad.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
It's never been spoken about, but I'm assuming, I'm going to say, the majority of black men, especially in this country and across the world, relate to it.
Yeah,
this is wild, bro.
Yeah, it's wild. Absolutely. Like, being in it, I don't. It's only when I talk to you guys or I talk to somebody else and they're saying it and I'm just sort of like, oh, okay, maybe.
Now this is a big deal, bro.
Maybe,
it's a big deal, man.
Maybe it is. I'm allowed to say. I went to an RTS conference, which is a Royal Television Society conference last week, I think it was, and met Baz Luhrmann, and Baz Luhrmann,
Mr. Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, Mr. Romeo and Juliet.
Don't finish me now.
Mr.
Don't finish me now.
Yeah.
God, what did he say?
Yeah, and he watched it and he was like, it brought him to tears because he just, like, he has a friend, I think Daniel or something he said, who's the brother of Seal, who's one of Jay-Z's.
Oh, yeah.
Did he direct?
James, oh my gosh, he directed The Harder They Fall.
Yes. Yeah. They say when he goes out and he sees him, with people, that he's jovial and stuff, and he's saying hello to people, and he's just sort of like nodding and this and that. Yeah. And he said he'd never realized or recognized it as a cultural thing, that he's just sort of like, oh, he knows lots of people, whatever, but he never recognized it, as that.
You're in
just,
some...
bruv.
Yeah. Let's write a contract and tie him to this, bro. That's nervous, You're going nowhere, bro. Fucking hell, mate.
Yeah. Good old Baz. Yeah, my mate Baz. He was,
You should tell him to send it to Jigger.
Yeah, exactly. Got to send it to Jigger. So, it was just even hearing him sort of talk about it in the respect that this never crossed his mind. It's something, when he sort of, when he heard about the initiative and he was sort of like, okay, challenge me. What stories are you going to tell?
He's probably heard the same repetitive. That's why it was just so... It was beautiful, man. Obviously, I'm not stopped.
Thank you. And it's so good just to see black males to be able to sort of unite around something which everybody connects to, and it's not divisive. It's
not glorifying.
Exactly.
Common ground.
Common ground. It's honest. And it resonates with us all.
Like through every age group, bro.
Yeah, every age group.
Like you said, obviously your son all the way up to like, it's cold, man.
I think that's what the one thing I would have liked to have done, the one person who I would have liked to have got as part of it is Patrick Truman, so Rudolph Walker. Yeah. I'd have loved to have him.
He would have been sick.
Yeah, because he's Mr. Obviously EastEnders, but he was here doing Love Thy Neighbor. Yeah. So I'd have loved to have captured some of his experience, because I reckon there was maybe a handful of actors back then, and how that would have been for him, but we've still got the future. Who knows?
Yeah, part two.
Part two. If
I can imagine him just doing him with the hat.
Exactly. That's what I wanted.
I can picture it. Because he does it in EastEnders, bro. He does it.
Exactly.
Because he's just so ingrained, just like
Rudolph Walker, little tilt of the hat.
Patrick, your father.
Oh, beautiful, man.
Yeah. So it's on Discovery Plus for the...
Bro, you read my mind. I was just about to say, I know now you're in this, inner circle and that. We've got a strict time that our producer has to leave.
It's in the contract.
You gotta go now.
He's gonna go. He's gonna never be.
Anything else you want to plug?
That's what I was about to say. That's it. Bro, go on. Plug the thing, man. Where people can watch it.
So, the Nod Tell Me You Got Me is on Discovery Plus for the next month under Blackberry and Unspoken, along with Plantain Power, which is another great short film as well, by Sheila. And then we've got another great film by TC, which is called Too Autistic for Black. And as a collection of films, it's a strong collection, a real great suite of films that explores different topics. And we've got one about culinary art and about of plantain and cooking plantain, and it's linked to heritage and culture. And then Too Autistic for Black sort of explores the misconceptions, lack of knowledge and diagnosis around autism in Black females. Females in general, but Black females in particular. And then we obviously have the Nod as well. Tell Me You Got Me. So Black Britain Unspoken collection under Discovery Plus, and it's free for 7 days, 7-day free trial, and after that it's £3.99. But it's a great platform. I've been watching some stuff on there. Got some good sports documentaries and 90 Day Fiance. Have either of you ever watched 90 Day Fiance?
No, I haven't started watching it. No. I've heard about it. But
It's something. There's a season, I don't know, about 4 or 5 seasons ago, with a guy called, is it Michael and Angela? Yeah, a Nigerian guy, and he's about 30, and then a lady from America who's about 50 or something, and they sort of get married together and stuff, and it's a real culture clash. Wow. He brings her over to Nigeria, and
she's a white woman.
Yes,
I've seen the memes from it.
I've seen the memes.
That seems familiar.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. If you want,
some entertainment after watch
that. Yeah, it's trouble.
So that's the first season.
It's one of the early seasons. Yeah. I watched that one. Angela, baby. That's what he said.
I remember that. But yeah, man. See, I'm gonna big up our guy because he's too humble. We'd even say his name. Yeah, so it's Black Britain Unspoken.
Yeah.
Written and directed by our very own Logic, aka Richard Ampeh. Yeah. Like you said, you can catch it on Discovery Plus, which you get a 7-day free trial. If you are a Sky Q customer, you actually get the whole channel free for 12 months as well. So yeah, that's
my guy's knowledge right there.
Yeah,
he's investigated.
Make sure you get me. You proper tuning is very, 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 very powerful piece of art, man. And like we said, we're proper proud. And we're going to tie him down to a contract so he can't. Yeah, man. Any final words, bro?
That's the ecosystem.
Money, mind the gap.
Mind the gap.